We've heard a lot recently about the high cost of a basic sanitation. Sorry, of a toilet. Apparently, it costs 97,014 Rand to install one. Now that is not your average person's spend on a toilet. The price tag is so shocking that even if you flush it down the drain, you won't be able to wash away the stink. What stinks more though is the delays, incomplete infrastructure, and allegations of wasted money at the Free State Department of Human Settlements. So we ask again, what is going on? Welcome to the show. This episode is all about spending 97,000 rands per toilet. It is also about 17 years later and counting. Back in 2007, government embarked on an accelerated sanitation delivery program to build toilets. The program was supposed to be completed in 2013. Instead, it is now 17 years late and the work is still not done. So how did we get here? Well, this is the story of many things going wrong, including lack of planning, contractor issues, and alleged corruption. The project was meant to be implemented by 13 contractors. Some of the contractors were given contracts worth millions of rands, yet they failed to deliver. One contractor, Muthman Construction, received 28 million rands, yet built just 16 toilets. Another company, Thabo and Matona Trading, got 25 million rands, but only built 20 toilets. And a third contractor, Sepan Construction, was paid 16 million rands, but only delivered 26 toilets. These are some of the cases that have been highlighted by the media and also discussed in Parliament. In addition to that, the project has been plagued with delays from the start. The Free State Department of Human Settlements has blamed the delays on a range of factors, including late payments by the department, which impacted negatively on contractors. In some instances, contractors have gone bust. That means the department had to pay out millions of rands to contractors who were unable to finish the job. But here's the thing. There are numerous projects across the country where contractors run into financial trouble. That happens. But normally, when a contractor fails to complete a contract, another contractor steps in to finish the job. That's what happens in normal circumstances. But in the case of the Free State toilets, that didn't happen. The project remained stalled. Toilets were never built. Money was paid out, and still the work was not done. The department also blames the delays on community protests. Protesters in some areas refused the construction of toilets, citing a range of reasons. In some areas, residents said they didn't need toilets. They needed houses. In other areas, residents rejected the toilets because they did not trust the contractors. We can't say for sure whether those protests actually happened because the department has not provided proof of them. What we do know is that the project was meant to be completed in 2013, but between 2013 and 2023, the department continued to pay contractors to complete the work. For example, in 2015, 5 years after the project should have been completed, the department paid out an additional 37 million rands to contractors to finish the remaining work. A further R38 million was paid in 2016. In 2019, another R14 million was paid. And in 2022, the department coughed up another R8 million. By then, the project was 9 years late. It still is. And up to this day, the department continues to pay contractors to finish the project. It gets worse. According to the Mail and Guardian, 46% of the toilets that were built are not functional. Many don't have water. Others have collapsed. It's not surprising that people living in these areas are not using the toilets. They say they're better off using pit toilets or making use of nearby public toilets. Yet the department says the project is still in progress. So why is the project taking so long? Why are the toilets not being used? Why are millions of rands being paid to contractors who haven't finished the job? And why are the toilets not built in line with specifications? Why does it cost taxpayers 97.01 for rand per toilet? Those are questions that need answers. Earlier this year, Democratic Alliance wrote to Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister, who is the minister in the presidency, asking him to institute an investigation into the shoddy project. Da said the project must be investigated in terms of Section 100 of the Constitution, which gives national government powers to intervene in a provincial government. In terms of Section 100 of the Constitution, the intervention may take the form of a directive or an order. It may also include the placing under administration of any function of the provincial government, including the placing under administration of the provincial government itself. The DA wants the Public Works and Infrastructure Department to conduct a forensic investigation into the botched project. The party also wants National Treasury to urgently investigate the Free State Department of Human Settlements. The DA's request comes after it was revealed that while communities in the province wait for basic sanitation services, the department splashed millions of rands on domestic travel and daily allowances. Last month, the department's acting head of department, Advocate Tankiso Matasaking, told the National Council of Provinces that only 20,000 of the 56,000 toilets have been built. He admitted that the project was behind schedule, but he blamed the delays on the COVID-19 pandemic. Madessa Sagan said 13 contractors were appointed, but 8 of them have since been dissolved. He told MPs that the department is busy with a review of the project. He gave no indication of when the toilets would be completed. On its website, the department says it will prioritize human settlements, development to eradicate poverty and promote spatial and social integration through access to affordable housing and basic services. It says the department is committed to improve the living conditions of the people of the Free State. Judging by the number of incomplete toilets dotted across the province, it seems like the department is failing in its mandate. In September, the Special Investigating Unit, or SIU, submitted a report on irregular and fruitless expenditure at the department. The SEU found that the department spent about 16 million rand on 9 new vehicles. The unit said 3 senior managers were involved in the wasteful expenditure. One of the managers was given a luxury 683 Thurdo Rand SUV just months before his retirement. At the time, the Free State was declared a disaster area and the country was under lockdown. The situation is dire and it's heartbreaking. Thousands of people in rural areas still rely on pit toilets or makeshift structures. Some women have to walk long distances to public toilets. During the week, we heard about a school where children use a bush as a toilet. There are many such stories across the province. The situation is unacceptable, and it's a sad reflection on our country. As citizens, we demand better. We demand transparency. We demand value for money, and we demand accountability. That is why we're calling for a full audit of the Free State debacle. There must be a thorough investigation into the awarding of tenders and contracts. Who really needs a toilet? This is a waste of money. In 2019, the Auditor General Kimi Makwitu said 90% of contracts for the building of toilets were awarded to contractors without any competitive bidding. He said this defeats the purpose of the supply chain management system, which is intended to ensure value for money for government and, in this case, for the people of the Free State. In 2014, a task team was established to look into the matter. The team found that some toilets had been built on top of mountains, while others were built far away from homesteads, forcing communities to abandon them and rather use bush toilets. According to the Sunday Times, the construction company that built those toilets was paid in full despite the fact that the toilets were not built in line with specifications. This is a case of a government failing in its most basic duty, providing sanitation for its people. This is a case of misplaced priorities. This is a case of money being flushed down the drain. And as citizens, we cannot sit back and watch our money being wasted. We cannot sit back and watch people in our country living in filth. We call on the authorities to act decisively and hold those responsible to account. We demand a comprehensive plan to fix this mess. We demand action, not words. The people of the Free State deserve better. Our country deserves better. South Africa belongs to all of us, and we must work together to build a better future for all. Let us work together to fix this mess and to end this national embarrassment.